Mimo bibi akwaba eba Melodies TV. So breaking news are eba and say Anas Arimeyawa Anas the defamation suit against Kennedy Agyapong has been thrown out by the Supreme Court. Yenim in some way it has been a lot of years. Time Anas be expose Kennedy Agyapong some of the Anas the court cause the ruling by or much said that be judge what's in a case ni so no or your bias towards Kennedy Agyapong and all that and Zembebre. Anas said in some no crocodile Supreme Court. And the Supreme Court about some nego. Now my read the statement in we are lawyer being so sema what they told you making kind because social media and crofo can say oh see a kind Supreme Court and see any more money but is it how it is now? Okay, Anas versus Kennedy Agyapong defamation case. Supreme Court throws out Anas objection to High Court decision. Also, the Supreme Court has dismissed a motion by investigative journalist Anas Arimeyawa Anas against a decision by an Accra High Court in a defamation suit against Asin Central Member of Parliament Kennedy Agyapong. In June 2018, the investigative journalist dragged the Asin Central legislator to court for defaming him and further paid the cost to award a cost 25 million Ghana cedis. But the court presided over by Justice Eric Ban dismissed his suit, indicating that he could not prove his case. From the above, I hold that the plaintiff, Anas, is a blackmailer who uses blackmail to extort money from his opponents and people he does not like. In the judge, very damning statement a judge make here towards Anas. Say Anas ye blackmailer or blackmailing Crawford and all that. Very serious. People were shocked. Judge Pande now because I say. Also, what the plaintiff is doing is not investigative journalism, but investigative terrorism. Justice Ban ruled after awarding a cost of 50,000 Ghana cedis against Anas Arimeyawa Anas. The investigative journalist, displeased with the outcome, filed a motion at the Supreme Court to squash the decision of the High Court. He explained that the presiding judge acted beyond his jurisdiction by using certain words on the applicant in the judgment. But ruling on the case on Wednesday morning, again, the Apex Court, in a 3-2 majority decision, that is a way unanimous, way a 3-2 majority decision, dismissed Anas' motion. The 5-member panel of the court was chaired by Chief Justice Gertrude Tokonu. Anas say, "Utie judge ni semo yusu ebo Anas so na." And that's our case in Canada, but I didn't know say judge ni kasansem, not as a judge ni biased. Supreme Court judges 5. Me no say Anas de oka no yefwa. Me ansa say dabi. Intino ya boygo. Now Anas can I think say at this point Anas can still go for a review at the Supreme Court. And that time the judges no better than 7. O her case no say na 3-2 now. Say other 2 judges eba bekan one, Anas could still win the case. But basically this is what has gone on. It was Supreme Court. Ya bo Anas Arimeyawa Anas insem no egu. It's for minimum kasi ya you do me light. Jack Toronto nene nkro for aba besrame. Anyway, mamento aso. Now, I'm going to read what a lawyer said about this case, and then you let me know what you think about it. I'll say, let us do this logically. It is not that deep, honestly. I'll say, I go to court and say, you have called me criminal, blackmailer, extortionist, etc. I tell the court that those statements are defamatory. I invite the court to find you. I invite the court to find you have defamed me because I am not any of that. You tell the court you are entitled to call me that because I'm in fact a criminal. You bring a video to court where I am confessing to doing something that is plainly criminal. You tell the court you are justified to call me a criminal because of that video. The duty of the court at this point is to assess all the evidence and depending on who they believe, determine whether I am a criminal or not. Because if they find I am a criminal, then it means you were right to call me a criminal. It does not matter whether you got the exact crime. I did wrong or even exaggerated it, because a criminal of any kind lacks a reputation. However, if they find I am not criminal, then you have a criminal. If they find I'm not criminal, then you have defamed me. Being a civil trial, the standard the court uses is that a party bearing a burden must produce enough evidence to show that what they are saying is more likely to be true than false. It is not whether what they are saying is actually true or false. In other words, from the evidence available before the court, would a reasonable person consider an allegation that I am a criminal to be more likely true than false? So, lawyer no ntretrimu a wode ba o say Kennedy Agyapong de asema to anaso. Anaso nso trimu say enye sa neti nti o de aba court say court entwa bo enye den ento Kennedy Agyapong so. Na oba court na eye procedure na de adwuma. Now Anas na de Kennedy Agyapong aye den aba. Eye Kennedy Agyapong adwuma say obema court ne hu say Anas ye nipa bonini. Eye Anas nso adwuma say obema court hu ne say onye nipa bonini ti say de Kennedy Agyapong ye den oka. Inti video wo ho. Say video na wo ho no. Kennedy Agyapong ne lawyers no ebegina video ne so atre say nipa kro we say ni e na oye. Eno hu nti egina video ne so a nipa kono ye nipa bonini. Inti that point and I watch him. I say, and so we go to the video. The video, as I said before, has me confessing to conduct that is criminal. I tell the court, first, that is not me. But even if it is, it was only because I was doing a rehearsal. But even though it isn't me, and I say I was doing a rehearsal for a trial, the video is doctored. It is not the duty of the court to establish the video was doctored when I haven't led any evidence to convince it so. Indeed, by confirming my presence in the video, I have essentially authenticated it. It becomes admissible. And whatever weight the court attached to it, it is up to the court. Maybe the reason I was initially denying it, the reason I was initially denying it wasn't me. Otremu say, video APM or court. Video no, na anase kekan sembi. Na nsem na Anas ka no Anas edi kan kire say video no kra no enyo no ewie na Anas besesa na no ka say o ade ne kra na ye rehearsal keke na no ye enye no kware owie ye no e na Anas esan so kire say ade ne say yo no kra na as the video is doctored ya ye editing o say judge no nye expert obehwe say ade ne ye no kware say ya ye editing Anas ye nye editing Kennedy Agyapong mo eno mo de omu video aba wo mo tre say video no Anas nsem bi a wo kan wo secret video bi mu no e tre say oye nipa bonini yanso asem a ye kan so oye nipa bonini ntia na ode yen aba court no nti judge lawyer ne nsem a wo kan no I say but from the video and other evidence the court finds that indeed I am a criminal and then proceeds to make what in law is called an inference about my modus operandi from the evidence. The court finds I am likely as part of my work to use threats, extortion, and blackmail. Therefore, an allegation that I am an extortionist, the blackmailer, is more likely to be true than false. Does it make sense for me to be offended? Does it make sense to say I was not on trial? Because whether I am a criminal or not is a matter directly in issue before the court because I brought it. How does it make sense to me, for me, to insult the judge only because he found I am a criminal by bringing the case? There was a 50-50 chance the judge was going to find I am either a criminal or not a criminal. Also, because I brought the case, I invited the court to determine whether I am a criminal or not. If I did not want that intrusion, then I should not have brought the case or brought it in a manner where a finding that I am a criminal would have entirely demolished my case. Is that not really simple? Into Trim say, Anas ni issue ne say, assembly nya criminal case, a defamatory case. Now so judge no make pronouncements via judge ne say Anas no ya kronfo. Aye nipa bonensem e na wodi wo bu nkrofo. E na Anas stress say enye sa neti. Lawyer we trim one. The case borders on criminality. Kennedy Agyapong there was who a criminal. And our back court for defamation. So it's up to Kennedy Agyapong to prove say indeed you are a criminal. It is a video PM ewo court a. Kennedy Agyapong they wetumi prove say who a criminal based on owes a wankasa wo kan video nim. It is a judge no, judge no ka say indeed who a criminal a. Den cha na wo be ka say asem no enye criminal case, den cha na judge no judge me say me a criminal. Because the case was whether you are a criminal or not. The defamation was based on the fact that Ken say we are criminal. So we are the encrana. The case is whether you're a criminal or not. Judge is also a criminal. Basically, there's it. Send American Ghana for be break. I say, see any news. Me who post a Kevin Taylor Moon in our say, oh, so we the enya sembia. But Montreal Mwadjo comment box nemo. We are waiting for analysis next line of action. Let's see how it goes. Montreal Mwadjo Medase.